Let's give Codex Postgres that scales to 0 and can have thousands of branches. The way we do this is by adding the Xata MCP. So the way this works is Codex MCP add, you add in Xata, and then the URL it's from. What this will do is prompt you to log into Xata and grant Codex access. So naturally, you'll want to have a Xata account already. You can go ahead and run that, close out this window, and of course, if you need references or if you need to add this MCP server to other agents or other harnesses, check out the documentation because we are covering a lot of them. Now, the idea, of course, is once it's in there, you now have the ability to use Postgres in a way that maybe you haven't before. But the idea is we jump into Codex and I can grab something like a previously existing database, more on this in a moment, and I can say something like, what are the latest posts on, and then grabbing that database from the URL directly and just pasting this in. Now, we'll take a moment because that's how agents work. While that's working, I'll tell you how I got the data into this database, and that is with the ChatGPT app. So once I grant the actual MCP to Xata on Codex, I could also do it in ChatGPT. I then have access to use it. So you can see all of your different plugins installed in here. So I've got my Xata MCP right there. Now, the way I was able to get that data is twofold. One, of course, is using ChatGPT and scheduled actions. And the other one is using Hacker News. Really, if ChatGPT can access it, then you can absolutely load it into your project or your database, however you see fit. So what I have is a scheduled event. So every day at 9 a.m., it's going to go ahead and grab that Hacker News data, and it's going to go ahead and load it into the database. So then you can actually run the data as you see fit. I'm going to go ahead and always allow the run SQL command for the Xata MCP server inside of Codex, so it can just always run the SQL that I want it to. So it's going to go ahead and grab that. Now, while that's running as well, the next thing I want to look at is the ability to branch this data. So if I wanted to share this research with a colleague, I can give them their own branch, and it takes just a second. So all I need to do, jump into the Xata console, hit create child branch, and I'll go ahead and say agent 0, hit enter, and there is my new branch. The colleague could be an agent, it could be a real person. Either way, that's how we'd go about doing it. Now I'm using Ghosty as my CLI, so that's why it's coming in here and asking me these things. But overall, the idea is I can share this connection string and it's the same data. It's all of that research I've got. If they want an updated one, I can always delete this and send them a new branch. It's really just that straightforward and that easy. Jumping back into Codex, I see that the MCP server worked and it grabbed me the latest posts that are in here. Let's go ahead and say how about the top latest posts, something along the lines that's relevant to that blog post. Of course, we already have a good sense as to what's going to happen here. And that, of course, is inferring what we did, what we asked for, and making the correct data come through. So it's pretty powerful. Definitely check it out.